Good evening, everyone. This is 5 o'clock, and it's time for class. So we just give 5 more minutes for everyone to join in before we start. Remember, our facilitator is already in class, ED, Mr. Kulilawal. So please, we still have extra 5 minutes for everyone to join in. So we'll join back by 5:05. Thank you.
Hi, good evening, everyone. Can someone confirm that I'm being heard?
Yes, we can hear you,
Yeah.
please.
Okay. Good evening, Edie. Good evening, everyone. Again, my name is Duka Space, and of course, I'm going to be your moderator for today, and we're all welcome to class. So today, of course, we're going to be talking about an interesting topic, something that is very, very fundamental to we being Nigerians. Now, today we're going to be talking about national ethics and integrity. And I would have loved to read Edie's profile again, but I know that he's going to shoot me if I do that. So instead, Edie, thank you
Thank you.
for doing this with us again. And it's always nice to have you come and, of course, share from your wealth of knowledge. And I think at this point, you have the mic, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Peace. It's always good to see your face before a class. Thank you, everyone. Charlie, everybody. You don't have to blush publicly. Your camera is still on.
Good.
So I'd like to introduce everybody. You don't mind. I'll just picking on Peace. So good everyone. Welcome to class on Friday. As usual, the 90th board does not disappoint me. 73 people in class. Um, Without take action. National ethics and integrity. Charlie, are you here? Please, are you here? I'll need you guys a little
Yes,
bit.
it is.
Okay. So,
Yes, it is.
proceeding today. Okay, thank you. Proceeding today. Has anyone heard of national ethics or integrity? Proceeding today. And if you have, what did you hear about it? And if you haven't, who do you blame for not hearing about it? You'll be able to raise your hands. I'll allow three people talk. Three people give their comments, and we're waiting for that right now. Charlie, are there any hands raised?
No, it is.
No.
Okay, we have them now. We have, okay, Kunle Lawal.
Okay, let's ask.
Kunle Lawal. I was about to
Let's
say
ask
Edie.
Adeni first.
Kunle
Good evening.
Lawal, you can unmute and speak.
All right. Good evening, sir.
Okay,
Good evening, moderator.
No, it's okay. I started.
so
Let's
Kunle,
Yeah,
go.
hold on.
I'm
We're
not sure
going
I've
to
heard anything
take
like that, right?
Adini first.
Except
Peace.
on
You
public
guys are
space.
co-talking.
Okay.
Okay, beautiful. Thank you. Kunle, you can go ahead.
All right. Good evening, sir. Good evening, moderator, and everybody on the call. I'm not sure I've heard anything like that. Probably except on public spaces where probably a social commentator talk about it. But I'm not sure as a country is being promoted. I'm not sure at all. That's it from me. Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you
thank
very
you,
much, Kunle
Kunle.
Lawal.
Adini.
Good evening, everyone. So,
Good
I've
evening.
yes, I've never heard anything about national ethics in the context of maybe Nigeria as a whole. But what I know when we talk about national ethics, what I understand about ethics is the way and manner in which things should be done. So, national ethics means that the way and which we should run when it comes to politics, maybe the way we should carry political activities, and also in terms of campaign, in terms of citizen patriotism and the rest. That's just what I understand about national ethics.
Okay, thank you very much. Can we have Aminu, the final
Have to
person?
reply in the inbox.
Let's have Aminu first.
Aminu. Aminu, you can unmute. Aminu, I've asked you to unmute.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, Aminu.
Loud and clear. Go
Okay,
ahead.
We can hear you, Aminu.
good evening, everyone. Good evening, moderator. My name is Saminu. I'm not sure whether I heard about national ethics before, but something close to that. Like I used to hear about American national interest. but I'm not sure as a country we have. I don't know whether we know. I know anything about Nigerian national ethics or something like that. I'm not sure.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. Now,
Thank you, sir.
whoever's hand is up now, I want you to answer something different. Because there's another hand up. So I want you to answer something different. Preceding this class, had you seen or did you look at the bill, the National Ethics Act that was being dropped on the class? And have you looked at it or heard of it before? So, Paul, you can unmute. Hello, can't you guys ask Paul to unmute?
Yeah, they just allowed me to unmute. Good evening, Edie and
Okay.
everyone. Yes, sir.
Mm.
So prior to this class, I've not had that. And then I've not also read the material that was dropped with respect to national ethics yet. But then I know that it's something that is of ideally is of national interest, and of course we have to put our hearts to it and also put it to use. And that's why today's class I know is very, very critical, because I know what we'll be learning today has to do with the principles and the values that ideally should guide us as a people and as a nation, and then even those in public offices as well as generally the citizens. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Could we have Doreen? Could you unmute Doreen?
Doreen, you can unmute. Okay. Oh, sorry.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, we
Loud
can
and
hear you,
clear.
Doreen.
Okay, good evening. Okay,
Good evening.
like I haven't heard about the bill or read it, but I could say National Orientation Agency have had one or two adverts that follow through. It's just that I can't remember them that talk about our ethics. I've come across them, but for the bill and all that, I've not seen it yet.
Thank you very much, Doreen. Thank you very much. So today I proceed with the class, which is National Ethics and Integrity. To buttress this class, Shadia, how many people are in this class?
89.
Okay, 89.
Yeah, so okay, it's up to 90. So let's say roughly 85 ED minus co-host and
Okay,
host.
yes, beautiful. Thank you very much. And this is a class that actually can take they're 1,000 over this thing. So because they didn't attend National Ethics and Integrity, number one, I'm not going to punish the whole class because it's the duty of the chairman of the parties to ensure that these people are in this thing. So I'll minus one attendance for every chairman for failing to tell their this is to be in class. Now, for everybody, that's from the chairman of the parties, minus one attendance, even if they're in class. Now, for the people that are not in class, minus an extra one attendance. Then for those that are in class, and Lisa, please pay attention to this. For those that are in class, give them a plus one. Do I make myself clear?
All right. Not ready.
Thank you very much. That person that came in to make 90 is not counted.
All right, today.
Like, let them say it is wicked. That's how we're starting to this class. Introduction. So the National Ethics and Integrity Policy was developed by the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Commission, ICPC, in collaboration with the Office of the to the Government of Federation, that's OSJF, and the National Implementation Agency, in response to the many damaging effects of corruption in both public and private sectors. Now, corruption is not only stealing money, so before you get a little confused with what it is. So the policy was approved by the FEC, that's the Federal Executive Council, on the 19th of August 2020, and launched by then President Muhammad Buhari on the 28th of September 2020 during the Second National Summit on the corruption in the public sector to celebrate ICPC's 20th anniversary. ICPC had earlier developed a national values curriculum for teaching of values in schools to young Nigerians. The National Ethics and Integrity Policy builds on the basics of that curriculum to entrench positive values in the society. So all of you that are here, 89 of you, have never heard of this. Yet you know that Reg and Regina and Ned Nwoko are fighting. You guys took sides with Wiki and the sub-lieutenant. You guys know Portable's wife that is arguing with him. You guys, I don't understand. Most people ask, what does Nigeria do for them? Today we're going, this policy is going to show what you can do for Nigeria. So the legal framework for this policy, the policy draws its contents from Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999, as amended, the Corrupt Practices and Related Offences Act 2000, National Orientation Act, CAP N64 LFN 2004, United Nations Convention Against Corruption and other relevant laws. The policy contains imputes cultural and religious values of Nigeria's people, as well as codes of conduct of all code of professional organizations. Now, I would say something. Your party assignment will consist, because I need to ensure that people read this thing. It's going to consist, I'm going to bring out your assignments from, that's for next week, from, because it is important. I don't call yourself Nigerian and you're not part of this. So the basic vision of this is the 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, that's foundation of policy, as amended, contains prescriptions for national ethics. This is one of the components of Chapter 2, Fundamental Objectives and Directive Principles of State Policy. This forms an assurance that ethical standards are critical to national life in all domains, and thus the basis for this design of a national ethics and integrity policy. We uphold the norms of the Constitution to be the supreme value standards. Hence, the entire provisions of the Constitution are a reference point and a guarantee for prescribing ethics in national life. We also consider the intent of the Constitution to be the basis of ethical concerns. Now, thus, ethics has become integral to the way a country shall be guided in order to accomplish, according to the preamble to the Constitution, the purpose of promoting good government and the welfare of all persons in our country on the principles of freedom, equality, and justice, and for the purpose of consolidating the unity of our people. Now, this national ethics integrity policy seeks to strengthen national cohesion, social equity, and equality of purpose in the pursuit of basic freedoms, individual and social rights, as well as the material development of all Nigerians. But the beautiful part is, if you want to give something to a black man, you hide it in a book, and none of us know about it. So now, the scope of the policy is that the policy takes into account the multicultural composition of Nigeria, diverse core values of the multicultural and religious perspective. For example, diverse cultural context reflected through customary law, Sharia legal system, common law system, substantive laws, as well as judgments and decisions of courts on these values were taken into account because they are representative of the different cultural identities within the country. This approach recognized that these cultural contexts and decisions of courts associated with them propagate values that are contested through those courts. Values that impact social behavior on responsibility and accountability of leaders, land ownership, family and domestic relations, state and interstate rules, property claims and distribution, individual and community rights, entitlements, transactions and exchanges, contracts, rights of the vulnerable, especially women and children, persons living with disability, abuse of power, etc. Majority of citizens appeal to these cultural and religious values in their daily interactions, aspirations, and conflicts. Thus, the principle of national ethics and integrity policy contains a synthesis of a consensus of core values that are collectively shared throughout the country. Now, when this policy was being built, as you can see, Sharia system, Christian, so everything was taken into consideration, put together, so that we can have a common Nigerian identity. We claim to be so diverse. Even in Africa, we're not the country with the most tribes. But I don't know why Nigeria keeps dwelling and having the argument that our tribes are so many. That's why we don't understand what we're doing this. Nah. So what was thought when this policy was being created was that if you unite or bring together an entire system of values across, the Abrahamic, across traditional law, against customs and culture. If you brought down got them together in a massive context, you will be able to create the idea that is Nigerian, unifying rule that is Nigerian, because you are part of this, and everybody's taken care of. So now the policy, that's the principle of policy. The policy obligates all Nigerians and everyone who resides within the borders of Nigeria or who relates to the country in one form or the other to commit to uphold the following core values of human dignity, voice and participation, patriotism, personal responsibility, integrity, national unity, and professionalism. The violation of any one of these principles is actionable by relevant government agencies, both at federal and state level. Now, the principles of this policy are to be interpreted in line with the provisions of the federal laws and regulations, the Nigerian Constitution, standing rules, and whatever. Sorry about that. Principles of policy are to be interpreted in line with the provisions of federal laws and regulations, the Nigerian Constitution, standing rules and codes of conduct of professional bodies, and statutory laws guiding private and public institutions. Now, purpose. The purpose of this entire policy. The policy was developed with a view to help restore and revitalize the public and private sectors while enhancing value and integrity and tackling corruption in the larger Nigerian society. Specifically, the policy was designed to, one, strengthen efforts at positive national transformation as citizens and those who relate with Nigeria imbibe and embody the core values. Now, secondly, help the country reach national development goals as the meaning of national purpose is reframed. Save the country from the ongoing erosion of ethics and collapse of values. Now, even at the college, we try to do this. We've told you class begins at 5. First mind that you agree when you joined the electoral college, you made a contract with us because we asked you, can you come to class every Friday to Sunday, 5 o'clock? And you guys committed to that. Today, we have to beg to have 92 people in the class. I feel it is disappointing. It shows lack of intent. It shows lack of integrity. It shows void of character. And these are things we all blame our politicians for. Well, our politicians are from us. So what do you expect? It's always great when, we have the politicians, the executive is not doing this, the president is not doing this. We're happy. And I love this class. It's about you and how you feel as a Nigerian citizen. You don't care about anything else that's transformative, that could change. It is a class where we're discussing Nedunku and Regina. This place will have 1,000 people with 1,000 opinions. I want to talk how to reunite Nigeria for ourselves, but for our kids. And we can only just afford 94 people in class. It's disappointing. Totally disappointing. So encourage citizens to put Nigeria above all else. It will help diminish the need for corruption as a survival strategy and enhance the survival of the weak while controlling the power of the strong. Open up an ongoing dialogue as to how our behaviors to bring out the best in Nigerians. Now, the core values of this policy are this. First, human dignity. The policy recognizes that human beings have inherent worth. That must be respected and never violated. demonize human dignity in people. Don't try and preach and type yes in the chat box, because some of you were in Lagos and some people wanted to vote JRV, Badebo Road Bible, who was in the Labour Party. And you people told people of a certain tribe to jump in the lagoon. And because his mother is that tribe, you people called him a bastard. Let me take it around again. You don't regard people that come from a particular tribe. You don't regard people that are of a different religion. You pretend to respect them in the name of peace and harmony, but you don't regard them. And people think it's a politician thing. No. Our basic human dignity in Nigeria is totally eroded. There is nothing that we regard properly. We're ready to damn everything. We're ready to undermine everyone. Now, voice and participation. Voice refers to the right to express an opinion and influence a decision. While participation is an act of taking part in an activity or event, policy encourages people's rights to voice and participation. Patriotism. Patriotism means love for one's country. No, wait, let's go back on this voice and participation. So voice refers to the right to express an opinion. I've always argued this. Everybody has a right to an opinion, and also expressing it and influencing a decision. But Nigerians want to have an opinion about everything. A mechanic wants to have an opinion on cesarean operations. Someone who's never left village will tell you Igbo people like money. Somebody who has never left Lagos will tell you how can there be crocodiles in Kaduna. Someone who schooled in Ado Ekiti assumes that in Ahmadu Bello University Zaria that all they have is training of camels as an option of a course in the university. That is us. And we think these opinions are okay. I don't know, maybe because motivational speakers have come into our generation and messed us up. We think it's okay for everybody to have an opinion, even on matters you know totally nothing about. I agree. You have the right to express an opinion. You have the right to influence a decision. You do not have a right to be the opinion or the influence. Participation is an act of taking part in an activity or event. How many of you participated in when your parties had assignments? If I call up your chairman here, they will reveal things. You know what? Let's even do it. Any chairman that is in class, please raise your hand. Charlie, are you there? Keith, are you there?
Adejumo.
Okay, go ahead, Abbas.
Good evening, sir.
Yes, how's everything?
Fine, sir. Fine, sir. My name is Adedimo Samson, our Labour Party chairman, sir.
Okay, good day, sir.
Yes, sir.
So, how many people did your assignment?
Just about me and the executive member and like other people that participated.
Wait.
Let's say 10 people.
Just give us a number. How many people are in your party?
We are over 100 people, sir.
And people gave you the marks that they now have.
Sir?
I said 10 people gave you the score you now score. Not everybody participating.
Yeah, yes, sir. Let's say that roughly like people that contributed. If you have a meeting, like you call a general meeting, you have like 20, 25 people that will join the meeting that will contribute in general. Those people that like, let's say 10 people that always come together and idea basically. But so far, when we are doing general meeting, the highest number is like 25 thereabouts.
Thank you very much. Lisa, are you there?
Yes, you do.
Lisa, are you there?
Yes, I
Are
am.
you there?
Yes, I
Should we
am.
tell them a secret? Should we tell them a secret?
Okay.
Let me tell you what's going to happen. This course is going to finish. And we know your attendance is automated. So this course is going to finish. Your attendance is automated. You are going to tell us that you deserve it. And what's going to happen next is that we're going to that your attendance is not up to 2. And you're going to get angry. And you're going to leave this group. This does that work?
Yes, that's exactly how it works.
So I'm just telling you what happened now. Saying well done, Labour Party chairman and the few that worked on the assignment. So next will be patriotism. Patriotism means love for one's country and the will to defend it. It inspires a sense of belonging and nationhood, loyalty, solidarity, national pride, respect, tolerance, and dedication. Personal responsibility. This is a sense of duty to help provide solutions to the group. Nigerians are expected to display personal responsibility. Ouch. Nigerians don't provide solutions. They tell us what the problem is. Like now, what's the problem with politicians? I'm sure when you guys had electoral college, you thought, man, we're going to come here, we're going to bash government. Now it's turning on his saying these guys don't bash government. Yeah, we bash when necessary, but we bash what is against country first. No integrity. To act with integrity means to act with consistency and establish standards, principles, expectations, and values, regulating a particular undertaking, as well as to one's declared principles. Integrity entails doing the right thing and doing these things right consistently. Loyalty means awareness of Nigeria as a nation, of belonging to a nation where all citizens are equal, regardless of tribe, origin, or I would have loved to add state of wealth. Professionalism. This refers to the high standards for a person who's well trained in a particular job. It refers to commitment to excellence in service, adherence to established standards and regulations related to a profession. Now, in conclusion, the development of the National Ethics Security Policy by ICPC and its partners and the subsequent approval for implementation represents a significant milestone in Nigeria's quest for a national rebirth that would introduce accountability and transparency in governance. It would also return citizens work for national development while encouraging them to cultivate respect and love for fellow citizens. With policy, violence, disunity, and effective government will be surpassed and to take pride in place Committee of Nations. Yes, the reason why this class is not long, as most people expected, is that it's mostly laws. And we've provided those laws to you. I wish you had read them, or you can look at them now. We can have a conversation about, and I wish you had read them. The objective of dropping these documents before class is so that you look at them. It's not so that we have message, it's so that we'll look at them. We can have this conversation. So this class is supposed to be a conversation between all of us. So I am perfectly open to having because it's very short, perfectly open to having a conversation on national ethics, integrity, and etc. with you guys. So that was just the brief or whatever that would go. This class is interactive. So I'm going to start with the national ethics and integrity policy. Now that you've looked at, and your assignments will come from here, now that you've looked at it, what do you think we should do as a people? Or what would you do as a people or as a nation to ensuring that you adhere or other people adhere to this policy? I'll be throwing that question to the class. Hello?
Yes, we have someone. I'm going to ask us on mute.
Good evening once more.
Good evening, Doran.
Right. I believe that when we start by making it mandatory norm, mandatory value for every post and position in the country, that's all the ethics, like the major ethics, we'll be able to have a headway. For instance, I think there are countries that do that, like the US. There was a time that one of the presidents was asked to resign a um because of a scandal involving a woman, and he resigned. So if we're able to carry such practices along in our own system, like anybody that is in power or coming to power, or any office, like public office, should be should be queried in line with the ethics, then we'll be able to uphold it. That's my suggestion. That'd be my view. Thank you.
Dorian, can you remain
Manasseh, you
here?
cannot.
No, Dorian, no, please, please now. I haven't spoken. Why are you people giving control of class that I have not finished? Dorian, are you still here? God.
I'm still here, sir.
Dorian, I've asked you. Okay, beautiful. Dorian, I'm going to ask you. Why is it when you thought of national ethics, you only think of people in position or people in power or etc.? Why do you only think that?
I am of the belief that when two elephants fight, the grass suffers, sir. So, like,
No, no,
it
no,
is
no,
easy to
no, no,
dilute
no.
things from top
No.
to bottom.
Let, no, the problem in Nigeria is that bottom gives birth to top. If you do not correct bottom, you continue producing wrong top. That's the
I
problem.
agree. So, in as much as I agree with you, I want to give one example.
Go
I
ahead.
have I have a toddler of 3-year-old, so I will
Mm-hmm.
always make her accountable for things in at home. Anything, if I
Mm-hmm.
give her water bottle, she breaks the head, she will account for it and all that. But when she goes to school and there's things happen in school, nobody is I don't know how to put it down, how to give a whole story, so I don't want to go to that. There is a way that if the school is doing the same thing as I'm doing, or somebody there in the system out there is doing the same thing that I'm doing, it's going to help the process. But it is not working in the whole system in the school. So anytime we come, we have issues. Another example is like, okay, you tell her, don't cause fight. If you go, don't fight, don't beat any child. But all the time she's the one bullied, you come, you ask her how is school, she tells you, so hit me. And you say, okay, what did you do? I told my teacher. What did the teacher do? She said nothing. Then it will provoke you. And I go as far as telling her, okay, next time you go to school, somebody hits you, hit the person back. So that's what the system can do to us. If the system is well adjusted, is like from the people handling key positions, and we can say when we prepare ourselves within in-house and we go out, we'll see a system that supports it. It will make it more sustainable. That's why
Okay,
I
thank
see
you
it that
very
way.
much. No, wait. But as you've given that, would you allow me give my own analogy?
Okay, sir.
Hmm?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you have a toddler. You have your own rules. So if she were homeschooled, do you think she will not have issues with anybody else, and she will have most of the mannerisms coming from you? True or false?
True.
Okay. Now imagine she was your toddler and you were too busy a mom. Maybe you were a governor and you did not have her time. She was only with maids. And the maids used to abuse each other. Will your child be abusing each other? Your child and another child will be abusing each other. True or false?
True.
Now here's the conversation. Does that make you a bad mother?
Yes.
No.
It makes me a bad mother. Not that.
No. No, it does not. So let me explain something to you.
Okay, sir.
Your rules are your rules. Your parameters are your parameters. You've inherited them. We are looking at you now as society and your toddler as a Nigerian. So if there's a disconnect, and that's what there is in Nigeria. So look at Nigeria as you being the governor of a state. Now, that being the governor of a state, you're trying to save a whole lot of your children, meaning not only your own biological child, but everybody in the state. Provide food, provide water, infrastructure, etc. You're fighting for that, but there's an opportunity cost. Your child might not get what they're supposed to get, right?
Oh,
It's
yes.
not because you're a bad person, but it's not because you're a bad person. You might even have saved the lives of 7,000 children with things you've done in healthcare and whatever. People will remember, will say, your child is not like you because you're a bad mother. Average conversation, but it's not because you're bad. So Nigerians are not bad because we do not have laws. Nigerians are bad because there's that gap between government that's
All
working so
time.
hard to ensure
Yeah.
that things are fine and you. That's where the problem is. And because of that, the gap between politicians is also bad. I'll give you an example. You saw what happened with Wiki and the guy and
The
that
remote.
soldier, sub-lieutenant. Yes,
Yes, sir.
Yerima. That sub-lieutenant. Beautiful. Did you notice the outcry? Did you notice that even if they wanted to stage manage it to make the boy mad, Nigerians were not having it? What happened?
Yes.
Today, the demolition vehicles and whatever were left the military man's place. The Wiki is saying, I didn't say he was a fool, he's in defense. Why? Dorian, I'm asking
Uh,
you why.
because of the public pressure, I guess.
Beautiful. You thought it was because Wiki had a change of heart. All of a sudden, his Johnny Walker was not, his drink was not as strong as before. So that's not the difference. The issue is the public pressure. Now I'm going to ask you one question. Now, Dorian, from your name, Nenrod, yeah, you're Plateau. Here's the
Yes.
conversation. Have you people in Plateau stood on the killings in Plateau like that? Like you stood for this boy? The
No, we
answer is
haven't.
no. The answer is no. I know the answer is no.
Not really that we didn't,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
there was
yeah,
pressure counteracting.
Okay, let's peace is here. Peace. The Nairobi remain. Peace.
Okay, sir.
Peace. The Dorian remain.
Yes,
Is peace here
ED.
still?
Yes, ED.
Peace. Let me ask you a question.
Yes, I am.
What was the number one conversation in Plateau State this year? Number one, highest, the topic that topped the highest conversation. Dorian, are you still there?
I'm still here, sir.
In Plateau State,
Yes.
number
Stop
one
stammering.
conversation.
Stop
Okay, so we
stammering.
have, I'm going to list a few, like three, ED. We have,
Don't do that. What is the number
so we
one
have the whole
conversation?
party, we have the party defection
No, that's not the number one
of the
conversation.
governor.
The highest ranking conversation. Latu. Peace, and you know it. Peace, and you know it by evading. The highest ranking conversation is whether party chairman is stronger than governor.
Yeah.
Hello? Who is breaking? I can't hear you guys. Who is breaking? Is that peace?
ED, you're right.
You're right, sir.
Oh, I'm right. Oh yeah, let's
Yes,
go
sir.
back to Dorian. Please, what has party chairman and executive governor got to do with the killings in Plateau State?
Nothing, sir.
But that's
We're
the
actually
highest
not.
conversation. That was the highest ranking social conversation in Plateau this year. So is it really the government that has a problem or the people, Dorian?
The people, sir.
Thank you very much. It was
Thank
nice
you.
answering your question. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, ED.
Peace.
Yes, ED, thank you.
I know you don't. I know you don't like. I know you don't like when I say some things. especially in this Plateau State.
Okay. Let's have Manasseh. I've asked if you're mute.
Wait. Before Manasseh, hold on. Is it me that is in this chat, or you people should help me look at the chat whether I'm seeing properly? The highest is Professor Nentawe. You has more power than Governor.
It's the same thing you said.
Hmm? Hmm. Say the highest is. We know. It is just depressing that it's the highest. That's the annoying part. So let's have the next person, please.
Manasseh, I've asked if you're mute. Go ahead.
Good evening, sir. And good
Good
evening.
evening, Manasseh. How are you?
Fine, sir. Thank you so much. That was a tough one with Dorel there, I must admit. But nevertheless, I think that has also given us a different shape of perspective in how we think and look at things. But I think one of the major reasons why the dignity of people in Nigeria is eroding, basically, is because of lack of truth. And before we even go into the lack of truth specifically, I'll look at it that Nigeria has this particular thing that really brought in lies and everything. Right from day one, our people were keeping to what is called time. I believe that everything on this planet Earth revolves around time. That's why the white people or some other persons, they say time is money. So for us to get it right, unless we start obeying and keeping to time, that is one. And with that time, if we
Wait,
start doing it,
but sir, let me ask you a question.
thank you, sir.
Let me ask you a question. No, you
Welcome,
can
sir.
continue. I just want to ask a small question.
All
Uh,
right, sir.
do you people keep to time with this electoral college class?
Exactly the point, sir. Most of
No,
us,
you
we
can
don't.
continue.
Uh-huh. So if only if, right at the grassroots, we start keeping to time to everything we do, I'm telling you, the Nigerian perspective and dignity will be restored. Our rights and everything will come back to normal. Because if you keep to time, you cannot tell lies. Because it's only when I don't keep to time for something, I begin to find excuses to come and give. And that become a trend in me, no truthfulness. So, to a very great extent, I feel for us to go back to the grassroots. You see, the Nnamdi Azikiwe and the great people we talk about, these people were people who were very time conscious and things were working. But today, we are not there. And that is why, even right from the high people to the lowest person, we don't keep to time and we don't tell the truth. And completely, the dignity of we and our rights, everything is eroding gently, little by little, and going away. But if we go back to status quo, to a certain level, I believe that we will really come back and things will begin to change for better. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
No, I'm done for now, sir.
I said thank you very much. Thank you very much. You made a comment now. It was not a listen, and I kind of agree with you that even time
Should we start in
consciousness
AD?
enough to shift the. He said, "Is it that you guys don't hear when I'm talking? Because I noticed I'll be talking and you guys talk over me.
We
Anyway,
can hear you.
peace. I think you can, but you know, peace ends up talking over me. I'll be talking now. So I think it's a great thing that you made this comment, and I think it's something that we could all look into and maybe change. Okay, who's the next person available? Lisa, where is Peace and where is Charlie?
Okay, the
Okay, so I think a little.
Peace, are you there?
She's unmuted, but we can't hear her. Maybe her network.
A bit behind you, like Jessica.
You know what will happen is let Charlie Lisa, let Charlie manage pick the people. I think Peace is having issues with how this thing.
All right. Charlie, please go
Okay.
ahead.
Good evening. I've been asked to unmute. I don't know if I can continue.
I've unmuted
Yes, go
already.
ahead, Jessica.
Okay. Good evening, Edie. Good evening, everyone. So when you asked this question, the first thing that came to my mind was change begins with me. I remember when President Muhammadu Buhari started his fight against corruption, the National Orientation Agency started this awareness campaign of change begins with me, change begins with me. When you're watching TV, you hear change begins with me, you see change begins with me. Everywhere, radio, everywhere, there was all of this. So I think these ethics, these national ethics, when you look at them, I see them as they are first of all moral values. And for us to correct it, we have to start from the very root of it. We have to start from ourselves. For me, I see it as you have to start from me first, because I cannot be calling on others to change while I am doing the same thing. When my colleagues and I are having a conversation about the decay in the judiciary, all the corruption, the different judgments from the same court that comes out, some of us will say, okay, we are going to be the change that the judiciary is waiting for or is looking for. And then some will say, no, I cannot change the judiciary. Only me cannot change the judiciary. Now, imagine everyone is saying, I am the change. If I say I'm the change, someone else saying I'm the change. Collectively, we can bring a change. But when all of us are saying we cannot do it, then it will not happen. So for me, I think the first step is for us to disabuse our minds from the thought that Nigeria has reached a point where we cannot salvage it. We must disabuse our minds from the fact that corruption has eaten deep into Nigeria's fibers, that we cannot correct it. So it's either you join them or you join them. That's the only option that we have. We need to start having a change of mindset. So we can start from ourselves. From me, if I start to imbibe all these ethics, then I can start to preach it. I cannot preach what I don't practice. So from there, we can move to the next level. We have laws that ensure that these things are being put in place. But it's very difficult for us to implement these laws because we don't have the mindset. Our mindsets are already, who are the ones to even implement it? The very people to implement it are also practicing it, like they are practicing the opposite of the ethics. So who is going to implement it? So I think we all have to have a mindset shift. Then we can start implementing our laws. Thank you, sir.
That's Jessica, right?
Yes, sir.
Jessica, I don't want to use boy language because you're a female, so 1-5 alive for you. I don't
Thank you,
think
sir.
it could have been put any better. Do you understand? I don't think it can be put any better. I don't think it could have been expressed any better. A very, very good job,
Thank you,
Jessica.
sir.
Very, very good job. Thank you
Thank
very much. Because even I stopped to listen to you. And it's of course what I believe too, but to hear somebody tabulate it so, so passionately, I was impressed. So thank you very much, Jessica.
Okay, Tolu Lopez,
Yeah,
you're muted. Yes, go ahead.
yeah. Good evening, everybody. Good evening, Edie. Good evening
Good
to
evening, Tolu.
every student. So, what I want to say is, this issue of national ethics should be entrenched in our educational system up to the basic level, even at the primary school level. We have issues like people violating traffic laws. This is because personally, people don't, see it as a big deal. But we have countries of the world whereby they are rated for so many things. We have countries whereby they are rated for low crime rates and all of those public keeping acts. So if we can have these teachings, in our basic education up to the primary school level, where people are taught to live upright, with integrity, even up to leadership positions at those level, the class captain. Because when we talk about national ethics, we're talking about the Nigerians in Nigeria. We're not talking about the landscape. We're not talking about the leaders. We're talking about every Nigerian. So every one of us has a role to play.
Tolu,
Like
Tolu,
Jessica said.
Tolu, Tolu, were you
Yes, sir.
always in NNPP?
Yes,
You
sir.
were in NNPP from the beginning.
Yes, sir.
You have not gone anywhere.
No, sir.
Okay, you notice some people. I'm just trying to buttress what you're saying. You notice some people got disqualified last elections, right? Before this thing,
Yes. Yes, sir.
there were clearly rules. There was a rule that clearly said, do not campaign after so time. And this party did not only make a campaign, they tagged the electoral college join 7 o'clock in the morning. Just imagine when you've made a rule that nobody should campaign, and these guys choose to campaign at about 8 o'clock in the morning. Tolu, what would you have done if you were me? Just a
That's the
question.
challenge. Yes, I would
What would
have
you
done
have
the
done
same.
if you were me?
I would have meted them with the consequence that comes with
Yes,
violating such.
because the truth is our politicians have taught us that we can behave like that, and we complain that we don't want them to behave like that. But guess what? When given the opportunity in the electoral college, we jump and do the exact same thing.
Yeah.
So I always ask myself the question, Tolu, is it that our politicians are bad or all Nigerians are bad?
It's about personality. It's not about the position.
Yes, it's not about the position. So it means a Nigerian naturally does not look at laws, does not care about the laws, and feels there is no
Exactly.
consequence to action. I will tell
Exactly.
you, Tolu, a lot of people in this cohort would dislike me because I punish without fear, favor, or thought. And I do not do it because I'm a wicked person. There must be standards in this college. Lisa will tell you, Lisa is scored 2 or 3, Charlie is scored 9, Peace is scored, I don't know, 3 or 4 or 8. They will tell you one thing. The same ED is the same ED here. You break a law, you will collect. You do anything, you will collect. And that for me, I think Nigerians naturally are the way they are because there's no consequence for their actions. Let me tell you, it's not that Americans are better than us. Oh. They want to do the things. Have you noticed that when white people start living in Nigeria in a while, they start giving bribe and behaving like us? They're not far. The
Yes,
problem in
exactly.
America is the consequence. They know that when they do it, there's a consequence. It's not that everybody doesn't have the behavior. It's just that there's a consequence when you do it in America. Have you not noticed that Nigerians, no matter how crookish they are, or no matter how dirty they are, they just throw things, pee on the street. The moment they land
Exactly.
Yankee, adjust immediately.
They will change.
Immediately. Yeah, meanwhile, I've been on a flight returning back to Nigeria, and here's the conversation. This one was having chocolates. I don't know what's wrong with her. She has a fetish for chocolates, but she was eating chocolates. And at the airport we're in the other country, she was walking to the bin. She was sitting down near me. She was walking to the bin, and apparently we sat down near each other on the plane. Now we landed in Nigeria. Boss, they just opened door of plane. They come down. Do you understand? From the steps, she was throwing the chocolate wrappers on the ground in Nigeria. Less than 7 hours before, she was walking to a bin that was far away in an airport. That same woman, That is who we are. It's not that we do not know there are laws to this thing. We do not think there are consequences. So that's the problem. We do not think there are consequences in Nigeria. That's the problem. So even when you bring it down to the electoral college says, don't do this, submit assignment at 5 p.m. Somebody will bring it at 5:01. Why? You've been told these things since they gave you the assignment, and you know, but you still do the same thing. So thank you, Tolu. They'll always do the same thing. Thank you very much, Tolu. Charlie, who's next, please?
Victoria, I've asked you to unmute.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, ma'am.
Yes, I am of a different opinion in the sense of someone was talking about time management. I would like to say, like, the Electoral College taught me a lot. I lost my phone 3 days ago. I wasn't thinking about anything. I was thinking about on Friday, how will I be in class? Because I know that there is a leader that he doesn't take attendance later, he takes it early. So I do wonder when they say some people are not yet in the class. I always ask the question that is it that they enroll by themselves or somebody just forced them to join the electoral college? Because I can't even sleep. I can't even think of other things I'll do for missing phone. All I'm thinking is Friday class and I must be there before the time. So I'm of the opinion that leaders in Nigeria, they are the major problem we are having. If I can be in the electoral college and I will think of ED as somebody that I know that his word really, really matters. I've not seen him, not that he's going to cane me, not that he's going to buy data. My network has been off and on. I'm not angry with the data provider. I'm just feeling that I must be in class. I've been coming in and out, because I know that there's somebody that is standing by what he said. When you look at in the airport, you gave example. If there's somebody there that they say, okay, they are cleaners, there's somebody that is watching, they won't do that. If you go to places that they say, okay, in American is working and this, there are people, there are cameras, there are somebody that will come and meet you, not even like Agbero. They will come even with respect and be telling you, ma'am, this, even if they want to arrest you, they'll still be greeting you, giving you that respect, smiling at you. So the problem we are really having, I'm seeing it that the leaders themselves are changing us and they are favoring themselves. People that are in position, we look at the person that has money. If you have money, you have say something happened that my lecturer was bitter about it. They invited them to Uni Ilorin. One honorable, young honorable was coming to visit them. The professors, they left their places dressed in the academic gown that used to cause heat. No AC there. They've been there 9 a.m. This young politician, honorable, came around 3 p.m. And when he came, he started spraying money. This lecturer told us the only thing that make him not to bend down and pick the money, he said this social media, this thing, he doesn't want to see himself on social media. But that young man was very, very arrogant because he started spraying money. Those people that have been angry that since they've been on a queue waiting for this professor and this honorable to come, 9 a.m., he came 3 p.m. So the problem I'm seeing that our leaders are abusing their position, they are abusing their offices. Time management, we know that Africans, we keep to time. When the colonial masters came, they are the ones that spoil our behavior. But people usually mistaking it that they use this statement, African time. African time, the Africans do come early. So that the colonial master will come, they will see that Africans are already seated, waiting for them. Their clerk and everybody will make the Africans to sit from morning till evening when the colonial masters will come majestically. So when they say they give African time, they are saying that the Africans should come and sit down and wait for them, not them waiting. So our people that want to copy their bad character now change it and start using African time negatively. Africans, we keep to time. We do a lot of things, but people that join themselves with the Oyibos, they like the way the Oyibos used to come majestically. People will now start clapping. So our leaders started using that African time as if that's our character. And people are copying it, saying negatively that we are late. So I'm saying that our leaders have really, really affected us a lot. So please, we should look into it, even in the homes. Our most homes, and the problem in Nigeria, If a voice of a king, most especially the male figure, is not there, it usually affects, regardless of what the woman wants to do. She can never be a man. So the position of a leader, if there's anything that happens to it, is going to affect everybody from head to down. That's my own view, my own opinion concerning the problem we've been facing in Nigeria. Thank you, sir.
Victoria, wait first. Victoria, I need you to wait. Just remain. Don't mute. Lisa, are you there? Where are my
Yes,
people now?
I am.
Where are you guys?
Can you hear me?
Lisa, how many
Yes,
cohorts? This cohort what? Cohort what? 19, right?
yes.
Have I ever been out argued before?
Never.
Well, I'm conceding defeat. Where is Victoria?
Yes, sir.
Victoria, you just pulled something that is very hard. I'll tell you, ministers of justice. I've never been out argued. It's not because you used me as an example. You just showed something clear. And you brought out something which most people do not know, which is from history. Well, what did you read, Victoria?
Counseling and Human Development Studies with my teaching
Then
subject, political science.
why do you know so much about prehistoric, pre-colonial Nigeria?
Yeah, we are, my teaching subject is political science, and we have history of education.
I am duly impressed, Victoria, and I will be
Thank
doing
you.
something. Lisa,
Yes, today.
Lisa, add 3 attendance points to Victoria.
All
I'm
right.
Thank you,
impressed.
sir. Thank you,
I'm
sir.
really impressed. Trust
Thank
me,
you,
it's
sir.
a rarity. I'm really impressed.
Thank you,
Victoria,
sir.
I'm really, really impressed. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Hmm? Thank
Thank you,
you
sir.
very much. So you can, I'm happy. Like at least I can come to the class too and learn. Thank you very much, Victoria.
Thank you, sir.
I'm impressed. Thank you very
Yes, sir.
much.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, Lawal, I've asked you to unmute.
What did you call the person again?
Lawal, Kamal Lawal.
What is it now? Which cohort is this one? There's Kuni Lawal here. There's Abiodun. There's is it all my names you have carried? What is left? No offense, I'm just joking. Lawal, go ahead, please.
Can you unmute? Okay, since he's not ready. Okay, Robert, I've asked you to unmute.
Who did you ask to unmute now, Charlie? Robert, Robert, you are breaking a lot. We can barely hear you.
It might be the network. I'm sorry. Are you getting me well now?
You are still breaking.
Hello?
But yes, you can manage. Yeah, we are fine now.
It might be the network. Okay. Good evening, AD, and good evening, everyone. I
Good evening,
believe that
Robert.
we can have a good national ethics. Okay. I believe that we can have a good national procedure of doing things. Like not being indisciplined, and not being corrupt, and that. And when we set a policy or law that cannot be broken by our leaders and the followers, I believe that this can work. I always use the illustration of Lagos when during the first tenure of Fashola. When he was there, I remember getting to Oshodi. Oshodi before Fashola used to be very dirty and people misbehave and do a lot of things. But when he set up laws that people should use pedestrians should always use pedestrian bridge, and I discovered that whenever people get to that pedestrian bridge, they queue and they cross, and people began to wonder that this be done in Lagos? That was when I was in Lagos, and I discovered that if you set up a law and nobody is above that law, definitely it's going to work out. And the moment you go against the law, you face the consequences. That is the only way things can work out in Nigeria. I believe that in the developed countries, these things happen. Like in China, if you do any corrupt practice, if you go against if you are corrupt and you are discovered, you have a penalty for that. I think I recently I got to know about how one of their leaders who
Is it me or I can't hear Robert again?
I think it's his network.
Okay, let's move to the next person.
Okay.
You can type, Robert, if you can still hear us, you can type whatever you have left and I would review it. Thank you very much. I'm noticing today we're having more of comments than questions. Well, it's fine.
Okay. Fauziat, I've asked you to unmute. Okay, if Fauziat is not available, Deborah, I've asked you to unmute.
Finally, good evening, everybody, and thank you for this opportunity. Yes, sir. So, it's not like I want to tackle anybody, but everybody's just coming to talk about leaders and all of that. But me, I would like to start on the note that before they became leaders, they were humans, and any change is going to begin with us as humans. I could recall a situation that happened within our party when we had the first election, and
Wait. Sorry to interrupt. Deborah, you said that before they were leaders, they were humans.
Yes, sir.
Is that what you said? So when they
Yes, sir.
become leaders, they are no. So when they become leaders, they are no more human.
No, they are still humans.
No, I don't mind me. I'll just get in at you. Continue. Yes.
All right, sir. So I could recall that when we had our first election within the party, and we noticed some irregularities, and we the electoral committee we said no, we will not allow it slide, and people were making us feel like we were doing ITK and all of that. Me, I said I won't be somewhere and watch things not go the right way. I'd rather be at the back end and not and do the right thing rather than being there and and all of that. So my own point is just that before we can, tackle the leaders, before we can say, oh, the leader has to do this, the leader has to do that, you as an individual, what are you trying to do differently? What are you trying to do differently? That's my own take on it, sir.
Thank you very much, Deborah. And I believe that's a very brilliant conversation. So it's quite balanced, both sides, what you're to do and what you're not to do. Lisa, could you pick the next person?
All right, Edie. Abdullahi, I've asked you to unmute. Abdullahi Yusuf.
Thank you. Good evening, sir. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening, Abdullahi.
Yes, sir. So is this national ethics like we're taught in school, but we're not putting it in practice. So many of these groups I joined, I later left the groups because of this, because I learned this principle. I love people with principle, honestly. But sometimes I thought of the leaders, like our credible leaders, Gawon and all these things, all these leaders that they didn't remember these consequences of actions or the constitution. They cannot include these things after wrongdoing, or you did not do something right. After no consequences in the constitution, nothing, you just, and up till now and tomorrow, they are not even saying about let's apply this thing so that there will be consequences. So that consequence, that consequences should be, because Nigeria, I know we are very we are very conscious of
Lisa, is he still there?
Can't hear him.
Okay, I'd like to say something. I'm like, there are consequences. Our problem is we do not implement the laws which we have. But if it's as regards any action, there are consequences for them in Nigeria. There are just no legal actions. Lisa, can you help me with this class till the end? It seems Charlie is not stable.
Sure, Eden, no problem. Okay.
Thank you.
All right, next we'll go to Abubakar Musa. I've asked you to unmute. Okay, if Abubakar is not available, Utsibe Abasi.
Thank you for the opportunity. Good evening, Edie, and good evening, everyone. So, while others were speaking, I am fine, sir. So, while others were speaking, specifically the issue of Oshodi in Lagos State, I also started thinking of how we can sustain what other leaders have started in line with ethics. Because I remember Cross River State when Donald Duke was governor of Cross River State, and then Cross River State was known as the cleanest state in Nigeria. But it happened because he brought in a law and then he ensured that the law was being implemented. One of the laws was that if you are eating anything on the road, you dare not keep the pack, you dare not throw the pack anywhere. You put it in your pocket till you reach your house and then you put it in the dustbin. If you throw the pack on the road, you'll be arrested immediately. And the persons who were carrying out this arrest were actually Agbero boys that he turned into. However he did it, but boys you wouldn't expect would be that intelligent or that calm. Before you know it, he did that, gave them uniforms, and they will arrest you. And then I think you pay 400, I think 200,000 as at then, just because you dropped a pack of a biscuits. Maybe you bought 10 naira or 5 naira as at then. But over time, then he also brought a law for the bike men, which it's normal. There's a book I read that tried to explain that anytime you want to bring a new law into a place, the people will fight you. That was a law where he asked all bike men then to wear helmets, and the bike men fought him, even led protest against him. But at the end of the day, he brought in a law, gave them a deadline, and right from that deadline, anyone without a helmet, any bike man without a helmet was arrested and asked to pay fine for that. So before you know it, every bike man then in Calabar Municipal wore the helmet, and of course Calabar became clean. But then sustainability issues, the next governor came in, after the next came in, and that has died entirely. Nobody is pushing it. Nobody, like the
Utibe,
governor.
why are you telling us? Utibe, why are you telling us our story? You started, you called Donald Duke. Then after, the next one came in. Who is next? It's Imoke. Imoke was able to
Yes,
balance what was
yeah,
going on.
yeah,
Then
Ibuke.
who came in? Who came in?
After
Prof. Budget
Ibuke,
Nema. Prof. Budget
after
Nema
Ibuke
came and
was,
destroyed everything. Ayadi, just we call their
yeah,
names. We called Donald Duke already. So let's just call their names. Imoke and then Ayade, who decided to crucify Cross River entirely as a state.
yes, and then currently we have the prince. So why I think one of the
Oh, this
major
one's
things
nickname is the
affecting,
Prince. This one
yes,
is
that's
the
his
Prince.
nickname. That's his nickname. So I feel one of the major challenges we have side sustainability. We don't have governors who come in to try to sustain the momentum with this basic ethics. I'm even talking about the basic things because this very basic one is what affects most, especially the waste management arm of Nigeria. So my
No,
my
no,
my
but
thoughts while
Utibe, in that course you're saying, in that conversation, I want to point out something. When Donald
okay,
Duke did it, when Donald Duke did it, it continued in Imoke, not because Imoke set the pace for it. It continued because 8 years of Donald Duke had imprinted a culture. So you needed like another
yes,
8 years to unravel it. Then it looked like his idea that scattered everything. It apparently wasn't. But you needed to unravel and start becoming stubborn. And by a day, it had degenerated back to what it was. As somebody said that his nickname is Sweet Prince.
yes.
Cross River,
So
oh God.
So it's just a thought that crossed my mind while other persons were speaking on ethics. How can we
Sustainability.
sustain? Because sometimes, for instance, my states, there are four secondary schools that are known for fighting. Government secondary schools are known for fighting. The former governor came in and brought up a law and even banned the school and did so many things, and the fight stopped. But as we speak, um, I think last year or so, they started again immediately when the change of government came in. So my main issue now, I don't know if it's like a question, is how can we sustain this? Because human behavior or human character, like you said, after another 8 years of Imoke not really paying attention or lauding it again, people now return to how they used to behave. So how can we sustain
Okay,
the
okay,
momentum based
okay.
on it?
This Utibe, this is the balance. It's very simple. The job of the leader, Donald Duke, was to place what was necessary to be done. And he did that successfully. In short, Cross River was earning over $1 million in IGR in December alone. Fast forward, Imoke comes in. If the people enjoyed what they were doing, it was the turn of the followers, that's the electorate, the citizens of Cross River, to continue to maintain it because they liked what they saw. You won't tell me, UTV, I used to come to Cross River. Everybody loved Cross River. I've asked you to unmute. Everybody loved Cross River when it was clean. Even Cross Riverians, UTV, true or false, they did now.
But even I as an Akwa Ibomite, we loved Cross River and we used
Come
to
on,
sneak in.
even upon you had beef, you are the better state. You love them. But here is the
Yes, sir.
conversation. Donald Duke has done what he's done. The people have imbibed the culture. Then one man, Imuke, makes you lose, and Ayade too makes you lose the entire system. And that means the state is not ready to move forward. That's the sad truth. Because you've had a leader, it could have been carried out till now by the followers. That's the truth. Do you need Ayade to do that? It was in your culture for 8 years.
That's true.
So it's the
Because
follow through.
I agree with you, sir. I agree with you. And then that also brings in the issue of our value system. That's when we are talking about ethics now. It brings in the issue of our value system. I was invited to a class few days ago, and I had to steal your notes, sir, where I had to tell them that most of the things we are blaming our leaders for are things that we are actually doing worst. Because when we look at our personal values, a lot of the things on the ethics laws are basically what our parents had taught us or what we learned when we used to have the true Ubuntu in Nigeria back in those days, where the neighbor can actually correct the neighbor's child and go scot-free. No longer really happens now. So I think the major challenge at the end of the day, it's also followers, and it also boils down to our value systems. That's what I would like to contribute, sir.
Let's be honest. Let's be honest. I spoke at Unilag on the International Youth Day. Now, I'm surprised when the medical doctor who was speaking before me said that the highest killer of girls now in Unilag per ratio, that's on this thing, was them going to go and do BBL. Your body is not even formed fully yet. You're going to do BBL for what? Do you understand? And she also went on to mention the number of drugs, whatever. And this bringing going back to picking back to what you said. I remember I couldn't even walk past seniors when I was young. I didn't do anything, but them, they'll just look at you. They're just like, you stole mango from that tree before you open your mouth and well, there's how you say I didn't, but we know you did. You slap straight. Do you understand? Now I cannot
Yes, sir.
even I cannot, Utibe, I cannot even talk to your junior brother who is 15. If I say, Utibe, maybe your junior brother does something bad, and I say, Utibe, this is your junior brother. Why is he acting like this? The guy will say, hey, what the hell? I'm an adult. I have my own opinion.
Yeah, right,
That's
sir.
why Utibe, that's why I've always loved Europe. You don't want to be like America, who are eras. British are not eras. You can't misbehave. You chop slap. But I love the Italians. No matter if you like be the biggest boy in the world, your mom still will slap you. And if you look at your mom still wrong, the entire street will beat you. We haven't lost that yet. And I think as Africans, in trying to be for me, I believe we can always adopt modernization. That's the technology, the good ways of doing things, not killing twins, etc. Can adopt that without adopting the rubbish. Do you get? You can adopt that without adopting
Yes.
the rubbish. So I think we have, in trying to modernize ourselves. I've never thought white people could modernize us. You find tablets of geometry from 1000 BC. You find the pyramids. Why couldn't white people build the pyramids? Still today, they can't build the pyramids. The angle of where the sun rises and sets supposed to be on top of the pyramid. They can't do that till now. So I don't think they were a more advanced civilization. Yes, they've had their own scientific breakthroughs. We didn't need those scientific breakthroughs because, come on, we have snow. Yeah, they have snow. And we had fine women with fine shape and fine sunshine and fine food everywhere. We didn't need to develop guns to go and harass the Vikings because we needed food, or to attack the French because the snow would kill us. We didn't have all that. So I think it's us that have decided to modernize ourselves so much that we're now at a deficiency for it. Lisa, can go ahead to the next person.
Okay, I think Nasiru has dropped his comment. He said, discipline as individuals, we need to discipline ourselves to be rule abiding. I learned about national ethics in school in civic education class, but coming out to the society, it seems no one remembers this. Consequences for misconduct must be strictly implemented as individuals. Let's start with ourselves. Tell your friend to pick the trash when you share a snack. Teach our kids to obey the traffic lights, even if the road is clear. While our leaders must step up, we as citizens must cooperate with them. Well said, Nasiru. Next,
Thank you.
I'll ask for Stephen to unmute. Please go ahead.
Good evening, Edie, and everyone present.
Good evening, Paul.
Thank you, sir. So mine, I would just want us to have, mine will be more of a question because I know of certain challenges we have, and then as a people, we have to also think of ways we will overcome them. So, sir, what are some of the cultural and societal factors that influences national ethics and integrity, and how can we overcome them as individuals?
I
Because
didn't
they
hear the
are
first line.
cultural.
I didn't hear the first line. Paul, I
Okay.
didn't hear the first line.
Okay, what are the cultural and societal factors that influences national ethics and integrity in our context in Nigeria? And then how
Okay.
can we overcome those influences or factors? And then we also, how then can we measure the progress so that when we have discovered these challenges and we know how to overcome them, then maybe what parameters do we use to measure the progress, that okay, these factors that we had identified and we are correcting, there we are making progress in it. Thank you, sir.
This is damn question. So first and foremost, I would say the cultural thing that affects the most is the identity that our tribes think they are better than. One tribe thinks they're better than the other, and all of us have it. Um, how can we mitigate that? We must create a tribe known as Nigerian and mitigate that and promote the tribe Nigerian so that tribe Nigerian is the number one tribe. And how can we access when we can have an elections and somebody doesn't say Igbo, or when we can even be on, listening to radio and they won't say one Hausa man or a Yoruba man, they will be able to. So that we be able to understand those parameters when we start saying Nigerian, this, say that. So I hope I've been able to clear this thing in a nutshell. I just use a quick trick and beat that. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you, Edie. Next, we have Ambassador Lazarus. I've asked you to unmute. Are you there?
Okay. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Edie.
Good evening.
I just want to buttress on the point raised by Victoria and to also give another dimension to the topic. The first thing is on the issue of colonial masters. The reason why that terminology, African time, came about is beyond the fact that Africans keep to time, is because of leadership, and that's the colonial masters. They give strict rules and enforce compliance. It is not a maybe or whether I would do it or not. Compliance is mandatory, and that's where leadership comes in. If you have a law and you now have the same people that create the law breaching that law, or not everybody now is answerable to the law, you'd now have an issue. And where you have the colonial masters saying you must know African time, they ensure that when Africans are being taken to plantation farm, every African at that time must be there. And when they don't say stop, you must not stop when working on the plantation farm. And that's why you have most guys now try to sag their trouser, not knowing that idea was borrowed from Africans when they are working on plantation farm, meaning they adhere strictly to the authorities. They adhere without contest, without argument to the authority. So leadership plays a very important role. When you create any law, you should ensure obedience and ensure that it is followed strictly. Now, where the followers also have a role to play when it comes to patriotism, because sometimes it's not always about the fault of the leaders. For example, I'm speaking on behalf of myself, and I'm sure other party chairpersons are also in the same line with me. We've been encouraging our members to join the class. But at the end of the day, those that don't want to join, don't join. Not that we've not been doing our job. So the thing is a two-way thing. The leaders have a role to play and to ensure obedience and compliance. But then we now realize that the followers also have a role to play. So it shouldn't be one-sided that is all about leadership. The leaders have a key role to play, ensuring that these laws are set, and if you don't obey, you face the consequences strictly. So every rule law set must be followed accordingly. So also the followers have a role to play for us to get it right, so that we don't always blame our leaders that they are not doing the right thing, because as citizens we also have a role to play. Thank you.
Wait. Hold on. Don't disappear, Rosie. I'm liking today's class. The women are on fire. Could you get out to unmute, Lisa?
Okay, I have.
You know one lovely thing about leadership? Roslyn, are you there?
I can hear you, Edie.
I said, you know one lovely thing about leadership? So I'm sure as a party chairman, you think the ED takes it hard on the party chairman and doesn't take it hard on the students, right? Yes or no, am I wrong?
Yes, Edie.
Thank you very much. I knew what you were trying to sell from the beginning. Now, let me ask you a question. If I made you ED of Electoral College now, and you needed to punish a party for its action, who will you punish?
Well, if you make me the ED,
No long story.
okay, in a case where
Simple.
the leaders are not working, you punish the leaders. But when the leaders are doing their job, the defaulter should face the consequences directly.
Roslyn, Lisa, please help me here. Roslyn, stay on the call. Just don't listen. Lisa, please help me here.
Okay.
Within the code of conduct, doesn't it state that party chair people are responsible for attendance of their parties? Yes or no?
Yes, it does.
Okay. Roslyn, did you read that? Did you read the code of conduct?
Yes, I did, Edie.
So what does the law say?
We are responsible, but in this case...
No. Roslyn, Rosin,
Yes.
you can't play both sides of the coin. You saw that law on the code of conduct and you ran for office, meaning I take that responsibility. Why are you now shying away from it?
I'm not shying away from it, and that's why I said it's a two-way thing.
No,
But
I listened to you. No, Rosalind, let me tell you something. Do you know how I knew your position immediately? And I knew what you had revealed it in your conversation. I could tell it. Excuse me. I could tell your position in your conversation. I could sense the angle you were coming from. What you were saying, you don't, I won't say you don't believe in it. You do. But you were speaking from, I just punished the chairman on attendance, poor attendance at this class, and I shouldn't have. But I asked you, as ED, knowing what you have done, knowing you've put this there, you punish the leaders. When it comes to the party messing up, I think I have punished the parties when it was time. If you were in the APC, you will say the APC put out a poster at a wrong time. And I said because the APC did not present any candidate because all were disqualified or something attend whatever. They didn't present one. I told them to be the APC to be collapsed. Didn't I punish the entire party for that? So let me explain. Let me explain something very clearly. And I've allowed this conversation roll a little bit. But now I'm going to put my foot down on the conversation. When there are adequate laws put for who is what, everybody must be responsible for those laws. So, Chairman, I say this to you as the ED. If you cannot stand being a chairman, drop your position, give it to the assistant chairperson. Do you understand? And walk. Because the rules were pretty clear before you came into the listen. You're responsible for the party. This chairman's position is you people's first experience to what being a real leader is. Why are you complaining? All of a sudden, now the followers are bad. They don't attend. They don't whatever. Oh, should I make you local government chairman so you see what people will do to you, Roslyn? Lisa, is she muted? Unmute her now, Lisa.
I can hear you. I'm here.
Yeah.
Where is the sound coming from? Abubakar Sadiq. So I'm going to ask a clear question. You blame the leaders in this country. I hear people talk now. You blame the leaders in this country. But now that they're giving you leading position, I've noticed you are blaming the followers, the people inside, as if they didn't register. They registered for it. But here's the conversation. That is who we are. So what the Electoral College shows you in a microcosm is Nigeria. You're never there. They're making constitutional changes right now. And they're moving region by region, sometimes to some states. How many of you were there? Nobody's there. None of you. When the laws come out now, you start shouting, start agitating. The laws that exist within, I'm using the college now, laws that exist in the college are binding some to chairmen, some to followers. Those to chairman, with leadership comes great responsibility. Lisa is here. Lisa.
Yes, I'm here.
Lisa, since I
Yes,
became ED of the Electoral College, have I gone on break?
No, you haven't.
How old is the Electoral College?
6 years.
Rosen, are you hearing? Is Roslyn there?
She's unmuted. Roslyn, are you here? Maybe her network.
So anyway, I've not gone on break. So Lisa, it's not that I want to use myself as an example, but let's look at it. That's the price of leadership. Never gone on a break, not once. So when you as leaders start complaining, you're not ready for leadership. So I'll close this class by saying this. I believe we've come to the end of the class today. It is easy to point fingers at those in power and say that's the problem. Today is the national ethics class. And in this class, we've decided for one class, we're going to look at the problems of those who follow. And guess what? You guys still escaped the point to blame leaders. The real problem in Nigeria will always remain the citizens of Nigeria. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for this class. Thanks, Lisa. Thanks, everyone who paid attention. Lisa, please, you and Charlie should meet with me for what do you call it? For a meeting after this class. Thank you, everyone. Do have a nice day and prepare for your next class. Thank you, everyone. So, Lisa, do you have an announcement
Thank
for
you.
them?
No
Do you have an
announcements.
announcement for them? Okay, then. Thank you, everyone.